On November 10th, 1975, the Great Lakes freighter SS Edmund Fitzgerald sailed into open waters on Lake Superior. She battled a horrific and violent storm. She was with her sister ship, the Arthur M. Anderson. Only one of them survived. You can guess. On November 9th, 1975, at 4 p.m., the SS Edmund Fitzgerald rolled out of Superior, loaded with taconite pellets. Taconite is extremely heavy and built for heavy ore carriers like the Edmund Fitzgerald or the Stuart J. Court. As she rolls out, they get storm breaking weathers, and then they get some warnings of a bad storm coming. But she didn't care. The Captain McSorley, just carried on with his trip. But as the day went on, about 6 p.m., McSorley, he radioed in 10-foot waves. But still, none were on deck, so they just carried on. When they were in the middle of the lake, about in the afternoon the next morning, the Arthur M. Anderson decided he would make a new course. But that course went wrong, just like the song. But at 7:10 p.m., and at 7:10 p.m. was the Fitzgerald's last radio call was, "We are holding our own." And that's just when, but she, I believe that's why the fence rails were down, because she went down and she just smashed on top of the rocks. So that would have caused the Fitzgerald to have some kind of thing. Some people think it split in half, capsized. No one's ever gonna know. There wasn't one survivor. But I'm wondering, why did the Daniel J. Morrell have a survivor? Same with the Carl D. Bradley. It's crazy. Sometimes, I don't know. It's crazy how it sunk, because they say she was, but that was a ship they called Big Fitz. Big Fitz meant giant back then. I don't really know. But as they carried on with the day, the Fitzgerald went up and down, then smashing on something. 2 gigantic rocks hit the Anderson. And I think that those 2 waves, the first giant one, hit the Fitzgerald. With the amount of the waves, in just 1 minute, they just had the Anderson look all over the place for her. When the Anderson got to Whitefish Bay, about an hour later, they thought, if they go out, and here's what Bernie Cooper said: if we go back out, there could be 2 on the bottom. But he took that risk and he went out. He set sail to look for the Fitzgerald in open waters. Out of 7 other freighters, only 1 out of 7 agreed to go out with the Anderson into the storm. And that freighter was the William Clay Ford. Side to side, about 100, maybe 1,000 feet apart, they set out into sail, searching for the Fitzgerald. But the cause was, why did they not sink when the Fitzgerald did? Like, they didn't have any disturbance. No fence rails, no holes, no nothing. They were doing great with the ship. As for the Fitzgerald, he wasn't. Yeah. The next morning, two other freighters went out searching for the Fitzgerald. And those two freighters were the Roger Blau, an 858 foot long, and by 105 feet wide, and a self-unloader built into her. And another lake freighter, the Wilfred Sykes, 639 feet long. Sorry for the background, guys. And 600 feet long. She had a self-unloader actually on her. She was built in 1950. Roger Blau was built in 1972. The last front cab, probably probably the last to be built. Why front cabs? Why do you guys have to do this? Ooh, look at this picture. Yeah, but as she carried on with her day, things got worse. The captain of the Anderson, he told us that there was like 35 to like 40-foot waves. Well, as the Carl D. Bradley had 40-foot waves. Daniel J. Morrell, I believe, 25 to 30-foot waves. But the Fitzgerald's steel was actually bendable, so you could bend this steel. But as for the Daniel J. Morrell, built in 1906, it couldn't. It was built with like different kind of steel because it was way older. But they found the Fitzgerald, I believe, in 1995. So, yeah, the Edmund Fitzgerald sunk in 1975. The Titanic got found in 1985. And then the Edmund Fitzgerald got found in 1995. But I wonder, why did it take so long? If I get any of these dates or anything wrong, if I said anything bad in this video, then you can scream and hate me in the comments. Literally. But, yeah, so that's how the Fitzgerald sunk. Here's what's her original course. I'll go on. Well, wait, no. God, can I get a good map? Alright, here. So, she was supposed to start right, here. She would have made her course, which the Anderson told her to go off. She went like that and sunk right around here. Hit the shoal lines around right here. She would have gone through the locks without a storm. She would have made it all the way down to here. To Port Huron. Down the St. Clair River. Why can't I speak today? God dang it. And then she comes down into Lake Erie, and she would have made it down all the way to Cleveland if it wasn't for them. And the Fitzgerald, plus she lost her radar right in that storm. So I'm wondering, it was probably the wind that broke her radar off, but they did find two of these life boats on the ship. Not on the ship. One was washed up, and one's in half. So look, this is the Daniel J. Morrell. Yeah, but we're not talking about that one. We'll do that one, but I'll probably see you guys later. So, bye.